You know, I was supposed to make another video on a whole different subject, but this has come to my attention. And yes, I'm going to have to address Coach Greg Adams on this because let's 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 keep it up front and real. Call a ball, and a strike a strike. Coach Greg Adams claims that the manosphere destroyed itself. No, Greg Adams. I'll tell you what's really about to happen. The manosphere is about to get took. The manosphere is about to get taken over. And by the end of this, I could give less of a fuck who I hurt, who I piss off, and all that other dumb shit. That shit don't matter to me. What I'm about to say matters more than anything. Because I could tell you this right here, right now. You think the manosphere destroyed itself? No, the manosphere is about to go under new management. And I'm seeing certain content creators that's gonna pull it off. And what's even more ironic, Greg Adams, those same content creators you want to hate on your video are the same ones that's about to take it over right under your nose. But you're too busy being in competition, caring more about fame and popularity, that you don't stop to think that this may happen. But it is. And no, I'm not going to do my introduction on this video, but y'all see the title. You see, Coach Greg Adams, and I do agree with one content creator. You're more worried about other content creators when you should focus on yourself and your progress. And another thing to keep in mind, Greg Adams, not everybody in the manosphere is reaping the benefits as you and others like you. And that's the truth. Not everybody in the manosphere who's a content creator is popular like you, has fame like you, and to be honest, they don't give a fuck about none of that. To them, this shit is not about fame, popularity, and who has the biggest dick than the other. It's more about what the fuck is happening out there to men in the real world. Do you even know what is happening out there? Or are you so concerned about being the top dog in the manosphere? You sit there and claim that nobody in the manosphere is elevating. Maybe because you don't pay too much attention to what goes on in the manosphere. And yes, I find it comical as hell every time someone says that the manosphere is dead for each and every year. In fact, they've been saying that shit since 2018, yet the manosphere just keeps rolling on and on and on. But what I find a trip, Greg Adams, I noticed that you took that male supremacy list from the Diverting Hate group, which is run by feminists. And you're trying to use that as a crutch to claim that the manosphere is dead. But what you don't know, what Greg Adams don't know is the fact that that's that same male supremacy list from that Diverting Hate group that was exposed last year, lying and fabricating their their statistics, lying and fabricating about all their claims. So basically, Coach Greg Adams, what you really did was you used a fraudulent list to sit there and try to go after other content creators, even though that list is now considered fraudulent. And keep in mind, their attempt failed, which is why they had to switch gears and tried to use their other stunt, which was trying to get Kamala Harris to be the first female president, and even that failed. So by that being a failure, you just failed on that. You just failed on that attempt itself. But nice try, Greg Adams. And while you're doing all of that, the ones that are, as you say, below you, they are now starting to make power moves. And don't worry, you'll get better acquainted with them. But then again, some of them you do know, and you're hating on them. But they're the ones doing the work at the manosphere. What are you doing? Trying to be the celebrity at the manosphere, which of course does us no good. Out the gate. No, the manosphere didn't destroy itself. The manosphere is about to get took. And I'll tell you why. Everyone is tired of the fucking grifting, the perpetrating, the faking, and simps in disguise. And yeah, some of those grifters in the manosphere are simps pretending to be part of the cause. Don't take my word for it. Look at Fresh and Fit. What was their whole purpose of trying to pretend like they were part of the manosphere? To get women on their show in the attempts that they will get them some. Boy, did that die out real quick. Now they're fighting with each other. Then you got Andrew Tate, in which not just a part of the manosphere I'm in, but other parts of the manosphere is saying fuck Andrew Tate. Especially when we tried to give him respect. What did Andrew Tate do? He threw it back in our face, so fuck him too. Then you had Snako. Yeah, we already know Snako was going to last long in the manosphere. That's why he's constantly switching lanes. His grifting was a dead giveaway. And don't get me started on just pearly things, because at this point, I'm disappointed in some of the parts of the manosphere because of this shit. While the other half of the manosphere knows just pearly things game. Did you know that just pearly things me too'd a man? No shit, it happened. Because of this, not just my side of the manosphere, but other parts and groups of the manosphere knows exactly what Just Pearly Things did. This is the reason why she was never allowed on our side. But the rest of y'all welcomed her in with open arms. And what did she did? What did she did? For Nick Fuentes to completely trying to sabotage. Didn't have the nerve to claim that she's the queen of the menace. She's the queen of the manosphere. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. By the end of the day, the vast majority of the manosphere, they had enough. They had enough of the bullshit, and rightfully so. How much more are they gonna take? And at this point, their time in the manosphere is now done. And to be honest, time for some new blood in the manosphere. And yeah, you got some ready to take the helm. And I don't blame them either. I do not blame them either for taking the helm. It needs to be took from these grifters and motherfuckers and these cats who's only in the manosphere just for celebrity status. And yeah, before you come at me, yeah, this is Uncle JD, also known as the David of YouTube. And y'all, and for those of y'all read the biblical story of David. I know y'all did, because I'm the one who's not afraid to take on Goliath head on. And that's a fact. And I took on many content creators who got over 1,000 subscribers, way more than me. But enough of me, enough about myself. Let's continue on with this. Y'all let people coming in the manosphere, infiltrating the manosphere. Then they want to go back and try to sit there and try to give out their little analyzation and their so-called research, mostly self-understanding of the manosphere, and yet them motherfuckers don't even know what the hell they talking about. Especially when they go around believing that the manosphere is groupthink. When in reality, the manosphere consists of many groups, all with their own way of thinking, their own thought process. Not all of us think the same. And as a matter of fact, not all of the groups in the manosphere get along with each other. And I could be brutally honest about that shit too. But that's the best thing about it, because when it comes to these haters, these anti-manosphere retarded fucks, that shit keeps them guessing, because they think that the manosphere is groupthink where they're not. But no, Greg Adams, I'm not making this video to sit there as a way to hate on your status, your money, and none of that shit. That's not what this video is about. In fact, let me go ahead and say this right here. I look at Coach Greg Adams as privileged, because after all, he gets AdSense from YouTube. He gets paid from YouTube. But one thing Coach Greg Adams needs to understand, that not all of us in the manosphere can reap that benefit. In fact, do y'all know that me being a MGTOW and all, we don't get YouTube ad revenue. We don't get AdSense, all because of our association. And which, of course, me personally, I don't give a fuck. I got other ways to make money. So basically saying YouTube can keep their money, because I'm out here making money and watch it grow. Oh, did I also fail to mention I'm more than a content creator? I travel. I travel. I speak to men. I bring awareness to situations. Just last year, I took a trip out to both Nashville, Memphis, Atlanta, Raleigh, Richmond, speaking to the men, because I for one understand the situations that they're going through. And yeah, I do talk about women, but I also tell the men to be careful, be aware of their surroundings and what they need to do to maneuver to avoid the traps and snares. Not to mention, there are times where I'll also talk to the men as well, not just the women. So you can miss us with that shit too. What I'm trying to say is, we're not like you, Coach Greg Adams, and you're not like us. You make content for fame and popularity. We make content for street and awareness. And that's a difference. I don't give a fuck about popularity. I don't give a fuck about fame. I don't give a fuck about having the biggest dick than anyone else. My main concern is the well-being of these men out here. This is why I do what I do. And I'm not alone. Other men are like that as well. But if that's what you want to do, Greg Adams, go out, have fun. But as far as your claim about the manosphere destroyed itself is bullshit. No, the manosphere is about to take over. And before I go, I'm going to acknowledge each and every content creator that's out there doing the same thing, out there spreading awareness, out there telling men to be careful, avoid the traps and snares, to avoid these issues, especially for the younger generation of men coming up. Yes, let me get out my shout outs, because these are the ones in the manosphere that's actually doing something and is making progress. Anton Daniels, Jada Black, Casual Bachelor, Chaos Reign, Jesus Ed, the host of the Coffee Pie, and yeah, Greg Adams, I know you don't like the Coffee Pie, but at least he's focusing on the real issues at hand instead of fame and popularity. That boy Will, Dead Pill Reacts, E-Man 67, International Passport, JR Wisdom, Lion of MGTOW, LOM, Legion of Men, Manosphere Highlights Daily, Me and Pops on the Couch, Minister Jap, The Hoodservative, Poor Man's Podcast, THPP Network. These are the ones who's doing the work at the manosphere. Not on some grifting, not on some infiltrating, not on some popularity contest. These are the ones that's about to take over. And that's a fact. Not to mention all the other groups of the manosphere. The SYSBMs, the MGTOW such as myself, who also spreads awareness and telling these men to move carefully and make the right decisions. So by the end of the day, the manosphere is not destroyed. The manosphere is about to go under new management. And that's a fact, Coach Greg Adams. And that's all I'm going to say. And yes, all the names that I mentioned, I'm going to put links to each and every one of their channels in the comments section. Go check them out, sub to them. And that's about it. I'm done and I'm out this bitch. Later.